Good morning everybody and welcome to the Gallant Fuse Daily News Show for Wednesday the 1st of February 2023. My name's Colin and I'll be giving you the news recap from the last 48 hours as we did miss the news update yesterday. Apologies for that. The podder who was meant to do that had a wee last minute injury and had to pull out. I'm sure you'll join me in wishing him a speedy recovery. It's nothing too serious, but all the best nonetheless. What an update to return on. Also massive news coming out of Rangers yesterday. It's the news we've all been looking for, all in waiting in anticipation. Rangers releasing a statement. Happy birthday to Alan McGregor. No, I'm only joking. Happy birthday McGregor, but that's not why we've tuned in. Rangers have finally signed Nicolas Raskin. What a saga this has been. You don't really get sagas like this anymore in football in general, do you? I remember back in the day that you'd see in the papers that the Rangers are interested in signing Thomas Buffel, for example, and then it would go on for 4 weeks. We were talking about this with me and my mates that we don't see this as often anymore, and it was a bit of nostalgia. But by Christ, after going through this again, I'm glad we don't see this too often. I'm just really glad we got this over the line. So, I'll read out the Rangers statement. Rangers Football Club are delighted to announce the signing of midfielder Nicolas Raskin from Standard Liège for an undisclosed fee on a long-term contract, subject to a work permit being confirmed. It really annoys me that Rangers don't announce the length of the contract, but that's by the by. The 21-year-old Belgian under-21 international becomes Michael Beale's second signing as the Rangers manager further strengthens the GR squad. Raskin came through the academy at Standard Liège before a spell at youth level with Anderlecht. At just 16 years old, the midfielder signed his first professional contract with Ghent and went on to make his senior debut in February 2018. He returned to Standard Liège in 2019 and has impressed in the Belgian Pro League, making 96 appearances in all competitions for his hometown club. He's expected to feature at this summer's UEFA Euro Under-21 Championships in Georgia and Romania. So, massive takeaway for me there is he has almost 100 games under his belt for Standard Liège, and he's only 21. So, yes, we are buying him with the view to sell him on in the future. There's no doubt about that. But he's got enough experience to add value now. 100 games in the top flight in a decent league in Belgium. Let's not get away from that. That's, the getting him for a fee less than the valued 6 million that it was in the summer. That's that's a really exciting signing. Over the 96 games, he's credited with 5 goals. So he's not a goal-scoring midfielder. That's not why we've signed him. We've signed him to be that box-to-box, that dynamic spark in the middle of the park. It's guys like Cantwell, Hadji, Lawrence, Kent, Tillman, all in different positions. They should be adding the goals. This guy's for the engine room, and I'm sure we'll all agree that it's much needed. Rangers went on to further say Nicolas came up against Rangers back in 2020 as he featured at Ibrox for Standard Liège in the Europa League, and he's continued to develop since, with Gers beating off significant interest from across the continent to secure his signature. Subject to his work permit being confirmed, Raskin will begin training with Rangers in the coming days. So, the player on signing for Rangers himself, he said, "I feel very excited to be here, and I also feel very proud to join a very big club. I'm looking forward to playing at Ibrox. It was very exciting when I was told of Rangers' interest because it's a big club. I'm looking forward to make my debut, and I hope it can be as soon as possible." Michael Beale also commented, "As a football club, Nicolas is a player that we have tracked for a long time, and we're very pleased to welcome him and his family to Rangers. He's a young player that has already amassed good experience both in domestic and European competition. I'm looking forward to working with him closely and integrating him into our team. good old sporting director Ross Wilson, he also chipped in. We are delighted to further strengthen our squad today with Nico's arrival. He's a talented young player and someone who I know will enjoy working and further developing his talent with Michael and our staff. So, on a further RTV interview, Nicolas Raskin further added comments about Michael Beale being a huge factor in deciding to join Rangers, and where he sees himself in the squad and his move from Belgian to Scottish football. He went on to say, "We spoke about my position in the squad. The manager convinced me to come because I had a few other offers, but it was good how the manager spoke to me. I wanted to come directly after he spoke to me. I wanted to come here because I feel that the manager can improve me. It's a big club, so you can always improve a lot. I was playing at a big club in Belgium that was almost the little brother of this club." That's not really good doing well with standard Liège fans, is it? When they say that it's a smaller club than Rangers, but it's true. He also went on to say, when the manager was talking to me and explaining everything, I said to him that it looked like the big brother of the club I was at. The demands and the fans are crazy, and so's the atmosphere on the pitch. That's why I chose a club like Rangers. I could have chosen another club, but I feel more pressure here and I like to play with emotion. I needed to move from Belgium to grow. It's good for me because my team in Belgium, we are very famous and the fans are good. I love to play with the pressure and the standards are high, which is what I need to improve myself. So again, he's saying a lot of the right things that we want to be hearing, particularly when we talk about the pressure and the non-tangible side of the game. You know, we say all the time that the Rangers jersey is a heavier jersey, so I'm glad he knows what he's getting himself in for. So concluding the transfer window, that's two signings we've got in. At Michael Beale's press conference on Monday, ahead of the Hearts game, because Rangers are now doing the press conferences 2 days before again, so they can focus the day before purely on the training ground. He did go on and say that he's, over the next 2 windows, he's looking to sign a striker, a centre back and a goalkeeper, but not all of them will be in this window. And I think after hearing that, it is easy to be disappointed that we only got the one over the line. But if I'm taking that interview away from it at the start of the window, I knew we couldn't fill 4 or 5 positions because we need to get folk off the wage bill. Midfield was a big priority for me, so adding Raskin and Cantwell, I'm seeing that as a successful window because this isn't a rebuild that can happen over one window. I actually think it'll happen over over 3. This one has just passed, the summer and next January, if I'm being completely honest. But we can't just get bodies in for the sake of getting bodies in, and we need to move folk on as well. So it was never going to be wholesale changes in January. It's typically a tougher market as well. We all know that. So me personally, I'm happy with that. I really can't complain too much. There was a bit of speculation going on last night. Obviously, it's transfer silly season. You know, everybody's linked with everybody, but 2 main ones were Cole Palmer and Jack Watmore that the Rangers were apparently interested in. The first one, a few news outlets and football websites saying that Rangers had been knocked back from Man City in a bid to bring in their attacker Cole Palmer, who's just a young boy. They wanted to bring him in on loan for the rest of the season. I don't know how much truth is in that because Beale spoke very firmly that he doesn't want a loan. He doesn't see the value of loans for this squad right now. He needs people to come in for the long term. So I would be surprised if there was anything in that. Chris Jack of the Times, usually quite reliable, he was reporting last night, and a few other outlets reporting that we were looking to bring in Jack Watmore from Wigan Athletic. But it's the more the day went on, the reports changed. It won't be in this window, so I don't know if this is maybe somebody that we're looking for in the summer. Centre half, links in with what Michael Beale was saying. I don't know if Jack Watton was the right level of player to come in and challenge Golson or Davies, but he'd probably be a decent enough third or fourth choice. But that's one we'll wait and see for the summer. There was also a lot of speculation around Alec Lowry, the potential getting a loan deal for the rest of the season, and I think that's the players' side were really keen to get him playing. Michael Beale spoke about Alex Lowry on Monday at the press conference, and he did say that, you know, he kind of shot down the suggestions that he doesn't have a pathway into the first team. He said that he brought him on for Ryan Kent against St Johnstone with 15 minutes ago when Rangers were only 1-0 up. Swapping Lowry for a player like Kent, does that suggest that he's not got a chance in the first team? Beale went on, it was quite interesting that he went on to say, like, Lowry knows what he has to do to get into the first team. Beale sees the talent in him, but he's told Lowry what he wants him to work on, and that, for me, that was really encouraging. We speak about young players getting a chance all the time, but there has to be a stage where they don't just get game time because they're young. They need to add value, and they need to, where's the transition when they're treated like an actual first team player? The rest of the first team players will know the expectations of themselves on what they need to do differently. Alec Lowry, Devine, Leon King shouldn't be any different. We want them to grow and develop. We do need to be setting that expectations down, but at the same time showing them that there is a pathway. If they do that, they'll get into the team. Because Lowry's arguably got the toughest job in his hands in terms of getting into the team. He's up against Kent, now Cantwell, Hadji, Tom Lawrence when he comes back. But Michael Beale spoke really positively about him, so I'm glad to see that he's not went on loan just yet. A few other bits and bobs for the Rangers news. One more thing I'll probably just finish on. The Rangers B team were playing Open Goal Broomhill last night, and they drew 2 each away to the Open Goal side. Robbie Ure actually put Rangers 1-0 up initially before Broomhill drew one back. In the second half, Zach Lovelace put the Young Jays ahead again, but Rangers ended up conceding a last minute stoppage time equaliser to end the game a draw. So they now go on to face Gala Ferrydean at Dumbarton this weekend. They're sitting 4th in the table, joint with Celtic B on 52 points, but behind them on goal difference by about 6 goals. Rangers B are 1 goal behind Spartans in second place and 2 points behind Tranent Juniors, and they're 1 and 2 games and they have 1 game in hand over Spartans and 2 games in hand over Tranent Juniors. That was very, very difficult for me to say, apologies. So very tight at the top, only 2 points behind Tranent Juniors, but with that 2 games in hand, they need to make they need to make that count. Obviously, it's tighter at the top than it was last season in the Lowland League. And I think a couple of other teams have found a bit of form, as well as Rangers B finding a bit more consistency than they did last season. So here's something to kick on against Gala at Dumbarton on Saturday. So that's going to be everything for me today, folks. Also, we'll be back tomorrow morning with any news off the back of Rangers' hopeful victory at Tynecastle tonight, and also tomorrow night we'll be back with the usual weekly show. Probably myself, the two Davies, maybe Mason, discussing the game at Hearts in detail. As always, we're live on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter 8:30 every Thursday and Sunday, and the podcast will be available shortly afterwards and wherever else you get your podcasts. But until then, folks, have a good day. I hope your team wins tonight. Take care.